I want to do this. I'm gonna surprise you guys before I tell you guys about this story. Okay. So again, shout out to Michael Garrett and RIP to the 4-year-old beautiful, beautiful little girl, Aniya Day-Garrett. I'm gonna say a prayer real quick, and I hope you guys don't mind. Dear God, I want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for allowing us to be able to use this platform to be able to put out, our thoughts, our voices, news, truth, logic, and facts to be able to combat the evils in the world. I thank you for allowing us to have this platform and be blessed. And shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor for even making this even possible. I thank you for all the people that are listening to us right now. I thank you for the people that genuinely care, the people that want to see change, the people that want to protect children and protect our youth so that they can grow up to be fruitful people in our society and to be able to continue to duplicate that. I thank you for everybody that is listening with an open mind and an open heart. And I pray that they will receive this message and in their hearts and understand where we're coming from and give them discernment and continue to push out this message for fathers' rights and that we are, under oppression right now. And we want to be able to get to a point to where we can actually be back in homes, have families, fixing the foundation and fixing the problem. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So for everybody that's not religious, I can appreciate you guys' standpoint on that, but that's what I wanted to do. Okay. Now, if you guys are not familiar, Cleveland, Ohio, recently within the past couple of weeks, had a young girl that suffered a very, very harsh, very real tragedy, and that little girl's name was Aniya Day-Garrett. She's a beautiful little girl, as you can see right here on my right. That is her father, her birth father. And, and that little girl is no longer with us here on this earth, due to, some very, very poor choices that the mother has made on the child's behalf. And what I'll do is I'll update you guys real quick. Aniya Day-Garrett's father just recently led about 24 activists and chants and marches along Euclid Avenue in Ohio in front of the home of the Cuyahoga County Department of Children and Family Services to call for an investigation into the agency after a 4-year-old girl's death. And I have a video for you guys so you guys will be able to see that. We want the agency held accountable, Michael Garrett told a group of reporters as he cried. They failed me. They failed us all. Nobody should have to go through what we went through. The rally came 8 days after Annayia died of a stroke triggered by what investigators say was blunt force trauma delivered to the emaciated and scarred girl's head while in the care of her mother, Sierra Day, and Sierra's boyfriend, Deonte Lewis. If you guys are not familiar with the terminology emaciated, I understand because I'm learning the terminology myself. That means that this child, this beautiful little girl right here to my right, was abnormally thin or weak, especially because of illness. But in this case, it was because of a lack of food. She was so emaciated she could hardly stand. That's just to use it in context. But she was emaciated and scarred while in the care of her mother, Sierra Day, and her boyfriend, Deonte Lewis. Both Day and Lewis appeared in Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court Monday on charges of aggravated murder. Now, I actually told you guys about aggravated murder, but if you guys are not familiar with the penalty that aggravated murder can carry, then what I'll do is I'll give you guys that by way of Ohio. The definition for Ohio for aggravated murder, I'll actually show you guys here on my screen, if you guys don't mind. So it's going to be a little bit small. I'll try to expand it for you just a hair so you can see it. Aggravated murder, a mandatory sentencing if you're convicted, is life without parole, life without the possibility of parole after 20 or 25 or 30 years. Now, aggravated murder with capital specification for certain aggravating factors such as special victims, murder for hire, multiple victims, witness as victim, committed in the course of another serious felony could include the penalty of death, life without parole, life without the possibility of parole after 25 or 30 years. Okay? Now that's the penalty that they are up against, and also to let you guys know that some information that I found out after the last show that we did was the boyfriend, who was Deonte Lewis of Sierra Day. He retained his own lawyer. Now keep in mind they have a $1 million bond. So getting out of jail on bond is probably not going to ever happen. But he did retain his own lawyer, which I thought was interesting because Sierra Rebecca Day, the mother that did this to this little girl, right there, she's in the top right corner. She actually said that that she could not afford a lawyer, and so she actually has a court appointed attorney. A court appointed attorney. While her boyfriend, who is going to be tried for this just as well, hired his own private attorney. Now, I don't know how many of you guys think that's odd and very interesting. I personally think it is, but nonetheless, that's the information that I found out recently. Now, they've pleaded not guilty so far, and they're being held in jail on that $1 million bond. Garrett's comments also came 3 months after he first told the court officials that he suspected his daughter was being abused and that he feared for her life, according to records obtained by Cleveland.com. And so if you guys aren't familiar, there's been multiple occasions where he's gone down and gone through the state through Child Protective Services and tried to get custody of his daughter, even tried to get emergency custody of his daughter, and that the claims came back unfounded, which was just insane, because even the teachers at this little girl's school said that she had black eyes and bruising, and they reported that to CPS also. Garrett petitioned the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Court in December to get custody of his daughter from Day, who had obtained a restraining order against him in November. And as you guys know, when we talk about fathers' rights, all a woman has to say, and we're not against women, and we're not against women that have, you know, been through some things and that actually are victims. But what we're talking about is that small collective of women out there that use the system to their advantage, and they actually put false claims on a man and say, he hit me or I'm fearful for my life, and they'll just grant it. With that being unfounded, with no plausible information there. Garrett denied her claims of domestic abuse, and records show he never received notice of the November 14th court hearing, so he was unable to defend himself against the charges. So what ends up happening is that she won that by default. And, you know, and I know it happens. People, you know, don't get those notifications, but I'm hoping that that's what happened, is that he just didn't get it. But I do know that that happens. Garrett wrote in an affidavit signed December 14th and filed on December 20th that Day, Sierra Day, had refused to let him see Annayia since September, when he noticed scars on the girl. He also said he only recently learned that the Department of Children and Family Services had received reports of abuse. And this is a quote from him. I truly, truly, truly feel as though my daughter is being abused at home physically and mentally, and that her life could possibly be in danger, is what the father wrote right there. The affidavit triggered a court process that stretched out over 3 months. The court held its first hearing on Garrett's December 20th application on February 26th, where a magistrate ordered the Department of Children and Family Services to visit the homes of both Garrett and Day. 2 days later, the same magistrate appointed a guardian ad litem to investigate the case and report back to the court, and set the next hearing in the case for 2:30 p.m. on Monday, from February 26th. That would have been that Monday. While the case was going on, Garrett also filed paperwork to amend the restraining order that Day had obtained against him. So I'll say that again because I read it wrong. While the case was going on, the father also filed paperwork to amend the restraining order that the mother, Sierra Day, had obtained against him. That case was set to go to trial in domestic relations court on Thursday, March 15th, according to court records. I want you guys to hear that again. The case was set to go to trial in domestic relations court on Thursday, March 15th, 5 days ago. last week. Cuyahoga County Children and Family Services investigated 3 reports alleging abuse against Annayia in 2017, but the agency did not find cause to remove her from Day's home. Cuyahoga County spokeswoman Mary Louise Madigan told Cleveland.com after the girl's death. It's just sad, man. It breaks my heart every time I have to even think about that, because I've got a daughter. My daughter has been her age. My daughter, I care deeply. Just, it's hard to talk about. I care very deeply about my baby. I'd do anything for my daughter. Okay, let's keep going. Annaya's relatives told Cleveland.com they called the agency to report injuries on the girl's body. The relatives called the agency to report injuries on the girl's body, such as rug burns and black eyes, and Harbor Crest Child Care of Euclid contacted the police department last year to report a series of suspicious injuries that happened over a 1.5-year period, according to a police report. The father, Michael Garrett, petitioned the court to get custody of Annayia, but that case was still open when the girl died on March 11th. It was 4 days before the court date. I'm going to read that again for you guys that might have missed that. I want you to hear that again. Garrett petitioned the court to get custody of Annayia, but the case was still open when the girl died on March 11th. The court date was March the 15th, 5 days ago from today. That was the date that they were supposed to be in court to find out who was going to actually be granted custody. So does that not sound suspicious? The fact that the girl ends up being murdered 4 days before the court date. On March 11th, at about 11:15 a.m., police were called to Sierra Day, the mother's house, after Annayia had gone unresponsive. She was rushed to Euclid Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Because what they have to do is they have to examine the body of the child and determine that she is actually dead at that point. Because from my understanding, I'll keep reading the story because I might be jumping the gun a little bit here. But from my understanding, the little girl was already dead by the time that the mother and the boyfriend called 911 to so-called report or allegedly report that that their daughter had just passed out from falling. Okay. Now, she had scald marks on her feet and legs and a large bruise near her left eye and a cut on her face when paramedics found her when they showed up to the house, and appeared so emaciated. Again, if you guys aren't familiar with that term, that means she was starved. She appeared so starved and emaciated that investigators could clearly make out the individual joints in her fingers and in each of her ribs, according to a police report. In her fingers and her ribs. This is a 4-year-old, okay? 4-year-olds generally have quite a bit of meat on them. They're usually pretty thick kids. So for her to be bone thin is crazy. Garrett, the father, dressed in a pink vest with a pink corsage to commemorate his daughter's favorite color, which is pink, said Annaya's death has devastated him. He wondered what more he could have done to save her. And he quotes, "I hope and pray a difference is made today," he said on Monday. "I don't want this to happen to any other children on this earth. We have to come together and make a change." Brother, well said. I love that. And yeah, like I said, I mean, he seems to be a very caring father, and this is just unbelievably tragic. Madigan told Cleveland.com that the agency is conducting an internal investigation to review its handling of this case. I think they need to do an internal investigation and an external investigation. All kinds of investigations need to be done about this. "We know that we are expected to see and recognize patterns of abuse and neglect. If the internal investigation determines we did something wrong, there will be discipline." Madigan said in a written statement issued after Monday's rally. The rally was organized by Black Lives Matter Cleveland. That group's co-founder, LaTanya Goldsby, said Annaya's death is the latest in a string of cases together show the agency is systemically failing the children it's meant to protect. Goldsby and other activists pointed to Annaya's death. Oh man, y'all are gonna hate me for this because I can't pronounce her name properly. Tanisha McLeod, Jordan Rodriguez, and Alexandria Hamilton, whose families had all been investigated by social workers. The group called upon county leaders to probe the department's policies and practices to determine its shortfalls, whether it be a lack of funding, social services workers bogged down by high caseloads, or whether some just don't act with urgency. Something is wrong here, Goldsby said. How is a system that is supposed to protect children letting them die under their supervision? So the father wanted to know what else he could have done. I'm going to tell you, Michael, brother, you did everything that you were legally required to do and everything that you were supposed to do. There was nothing more you could have did. You went to the court, you reported it, the teachers reported it, your family reported it. You went to go get custody. They were trying to deny you custody. You got a restraining order put against you that I believe that probably was not just. What more do you want a person to do? Take the child and run off? Legally, morally, what more do you want a person to do? And that's pretty much where we're at. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a couple of videos here and to show you guys the rally, because we're not going to backtrack too much, but I am going to show you the rally and a couple of other videos that are actually available right now. And before I show those videos, of course, I always have to give the disclaimer. Federal law allows citizens, myself, to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107 hashtag fair use. All right. I think that was justified, Jay McLovin. Thumbs up. All right. Let's keep going. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this video now that we've given you the disclaimer. And I'm going to let you guys take a look. Again, this is the father. And as you see, he's dressed in pink and wearing his daughter's favorite color. All right. This is the father at the rally. And I'm going to turn this up to make sure that you guys can hear it properly. Okay.
Say it again right now.
Hey everybody,
We can get in trouble.
this is the Annaya's Foundation. We are here to be here for her. We need justice, baby. I need everybody to please come and support. We need all support all around the city, around the world to come down, and we're going to protest for Annayia and her name. So on 3, everybody, please come down and support for Aniya Day-Garrett.
Justice for
On
Annayia.
3, justice for Annayia, please.
1,
2, 3.
Justice for Annayia!
Yeah. Thank you. Right now, I would never be able to do it without you. Yeah. All lives matter out there. Yeah. For these children, for the kids to come in the future, we have to make a difference and a change now. Yeah. Not today, yesterday, now. Okay? We have to make a difference. All lives matter, okay? Time to make a difference. I'm sorry if I can't reach out to everyone, but I love you, and Annayia loves you, and she thanks every one of you. We love you. Thank you.
Justice for Annayia.
Justice for Annayia.
Justice for Annayia.
Justice for Annayia. Justice for Annayia. Justice for Annayia. Justice for Annayia. Justice for Annayia. Justice for Annayia. Justice for Annayia.
Man, You know, if some of us as parents had half of this brother's energy, man, that would be such an amazing thing. So again, shout out to Michael Garrett. I got a couple more videos for you guys to take a look at. Gonna move on to the next one.
We will fight for child safety rights. We will fight for child safety rights.
We cannot no longer afford to sit back and
I think you guys are asking pretty good questions in the chat. You don't need to protest. You're gonna get justice, classy young man. I feel you, but I will tell you this. I definitely believe that putting forth maximum effort is definitely, you know, warranted here. You know, because I mean, I will tell you this. He's been very thorough. Up until this point, he's been very thorough. So for him to go ahead and do everything that he can and to be able to support a cause that I think is justified, you know, I think it's a valid protest. You know, and like I said, I understand what you're saying. Like, you know, he can handle it in court, and he more than likely will get his actual justice, you know, when they decide to rule on the case. But you know, at this point, why not, man? I definitely think that there needs to be more unity for fathers' rights and for situations for us to protect children. Okay. Brandon said, isn't it too early? Oh, no, not at all, man. I would say this is probably the perfect time. Any opportunities that he's had to be on his local media there, he's taken it to actually speak not only on fathers' rights, but speak about his love for his daughter. I think he's been on point. Like, I really, really think it's been awesome the way he's been handling himself. So that's just to answer your question.
Fight for child safety rights. We will fight for child safety rights.
we cannot.
And also to my sister Kay, the reason I believe that it's not too late is because of the fact that, you know, he did everything that he could. He reported it to the police. He reported it to Child Protective Services. He went to court and actually had a court date set up. Now, what's unfortunate is because the child was in the mother's care at that time, that she didn't allow the child to get to the court and for the court to actually make a judgment that they felt like was fair. So she actually robbed him of the opportunity to do it legally. So it's only one or two choices. You can do it either legally or illegally. I mean, he went the legal route all the way around.
I no longer afford to sit back and watch this system take advantage of not only our parents, but the lives of our children. Black Lives Matter is here today to demand federal investigation into the policies and practices.
And that's what I'm saying, guys. He actually did. Now, just because he wasn't in media, now I'll tell you this, guys. I'm a pretty fair person, and what you're saying basically is, why didn't he do all of this, you know, Black Lives Matter and all of this stuff before his daughter passed? In all actuality, if you go to court and you handle it, I've always told people, don't handle things in the street that you can handle in a courtroom. Don't handle things in the street that you can handle in a courtroom. I'll give you guys a perfect example. How many times have you seen, and matter of fact, while y'all talking about Black Lives Matter, where's the rest of the Black Lives Matter? They said 24. When I've seen Black Lives Matter show up before, it's usually like a few hundred. A couple dozen ain't really a lot. I'm not so sure that Black Lives Matter, you know, did their part. This is just my personal opinion. Don't get mad at me, but I'm thinking, like, where are Black Lives Matter by the hundreds? If Black Lives Matter like that. I think we've had more people in just my podcast alone, even just my Facebook podcast alone, that have shown more support for this brother and his daughter than the people in his own city and Black Lives Matter. There's no reason why that entire place shouldn't be filled with hundreds of people to go down there and show up and support. Because he's been on the Cleveland news, so it's not like people didn't see it. People just didn't show up. And we do not handle things that should be handled in the courtroom in the street. So if you have an issue with a police officer or anything like that, You take it to court. Most people will say, well, I would have said this to him and I would have said that to them and blah, blah, blah. And that's usually how most people end up getting involved in situations that did not have to happen. Because you could be a hell of a lot more effective with change going forward and for everybody else when you get laws on the books. You get laws on the books. Not only did he do that and made an attempt to do that, and she robbed him of his opportunity to be able to get custody of his daughter in court on March 15th, and it's alleged that they are charged with aggravated murder of that child on March 11th, robbed him of that opportunity.
The Cuyahoga County Department of Children, Family Services.
All fathers matter. Her father should have her. All fathers matter. Her father should. We want them held accountable.
And I'm going to tell you guys something. In my humble opinion, this right here, this couple dozen people, this is why we always clamor in Soto Nation for fathers' rights. Because in my humble opinion, we don't show enough enthusiasm about fathers' rights as the United States. In a small camera phone picture, in a small camera phone capture, you can actually see everybody, every single person that was there to support him. Matter of fact, we have 124 people watching. I hope you guys are hitting the thumbs up. That's all I ask you guys to do. We've actually had people donate to the show. I'll read your donations here in just a minute. But you don't always have to donate. But what I always ask you guys to do is at least hit the thumbs up. At least share it with someone and let people know that you're watching the video, and so that other people have an opportunity to see it and chime in. In this one small frame, there's no reason why that entire block, that entire street shouldn't be filled with people supporting Aniya Day-Garrett. That whole block, hundreds of people. We have 120 people watching on YouTube right now. And that's about 4 or 5 times as many people watching on YouTube than people in his own city that came down there, just spent a little bit of time and support not only him, but to support his daughter. I think that's very telling. That's my humble opinion.
Fathers matter. We want them held accountable. CPS failed me. They failed us all. No, nobody should have to go through this. So many people tried and tried and tried to make sure Annayia Marie Garrett was safe. And they failed our family. They failed us! Oh.
Yeah. I think the only major news outlet that got this was Cleveland News. And I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just don't like that. But this is actually a video for Aniya Garrett picking up gifts from Colt Gardens. And I'm going to let you guys see this. Now, I believe this is actually Michael's, because he does music also. I think this might be his music, if I'm not mistaken. So to the copyright owner, I believe we're using this by way of fair use. But like I say, if you guys have any issue, just feel free to contact me at thesotoyoudig@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to accommodate. But this video does show music, okay? But here we go.
Thank everybody here at the Cultural Garden Apartments. Thank you so much for the memorial that you guys left for Annayia.
If you ever.
So amazing of you guys to sympathize with Mike and his family right now.
God bless they son.
We're going to be picking this up and giving it to the family and giving it to Mike. I know that he is definitely going to appreciate everything that you guys have done for him, and just really just thinking about him right now in your time of need. And we just thank you for all of the prayers and thoughts and wishes for him. So thank you guys so much.
As loud as we can, if you want to hear us one last time today, because there you all that's gonna eat, chill, kick it, okay? Justice for Annayia on 3, okay? Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Justice for Annayia! I felt the money always coming first. Till the day I got it right inside of her. Don't wait until you see somebody die to her. Why you on this earth? I just wanna tell you, hey, I love you.
The Cultural Garden, they left this memorial so you can make your baby girl an Easter basket. So you got basket, candy, so many little bunnies. So all this is for your baby girl. This is cool. You got
we ain't gonna fill the room with Annayia, we're gonna fill the room with gifts for Annayia.
Right, I know that's right.
Right.
Everybody left the gifts, all the prayers, the support. From my family to yours, we love you so much.
Thank
and we thank you. And couldn't thank you enough. Please, we're gonna continue to fight.
I think that's awesome, man. I think that's absolutely awesome. You know, like I say, you know, I feel like they should be getting more support than that, but nonetheless, support is still support. Let me pull up something for you guys and show you this, so that way I can make sure that they get the, you know, the proper information out there. And what I have here is I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of their webpage for her, the official GoFundMe page for her, and I'll show you guys that. Let me make sure. Okay, yes. I'll go ahead and show this so you guys can see it on the screen. What they were originally asking for was, they said, Aniya Day-Garrett, at 4 years old, was tragically taken from her family too early in life. I'm gonna stretch this out so you guys can see it a little bit better. I don't want to cover up the chat so everybody can still see the chat on the screen. Right there. And they said, although we are currently grieving, we terribly need to accept donations to help offset costs for funeral arrangements. While the average funeral cost is nearly $7,500, many traditional funerals cost in excess of $10,000. We would like to make sure she is honored and remembered more than we would otherwise be able to provide. And they give a breakdown there of the different costs, and they showed a picture of her and all of that good stuff. I think they're really nice photos there. But as you guys can see here on the screen, they were asking for $10,000. In 7 days, between 712 people in 7 days, they were able to raise $20,686 as of this moment. The campaign is still active. You could still donate if you like. The actual address for it is GoFundMe.com/Annayia Memorial Fund. ANIYAMEMORIALFUND. Now, the reason I point that out is because I want to call out something. Okay? This is a moment that I was hoping I didn't have to come to, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, people are careful about where you donate. This is the official page right here. All right? The official page. And I'll make sure and put that on the screen again so you guys can make sure and know where to go to. Let me screen capture that for you, so that way I don't have to type it in there. I'm going to make it real nice and visible on the screen for you. That's the correct page right there. Okay? Now, the reason I say that is because I actually found that someone on my Facebook video that I posted, because we're streaming from 2 locations right now, so shout out to my Facebook people. But guys, be careful where you donate and make sure that you do not donate to the wrong page. The page that has exceeded the goal is the only page that needs to be donated to. I actually had somebody post a link that was posted less than 24 hours ago that said that they were going to get money for Annayia and they were going to donate it to the father. From what I understand, that is not authorized and that they did not ask that person to do that, nor have they talked or contacted Michael Garrett and his family. Okay? Let me see if I have a screenshot of that, and I believe that I do. If you guys would like to take a look at that, I'll actually show you. So this is actually some just in news right about now. So if you guys didn't know, all right. This is the unauthorized page where somebody is saying murdered 4-year-old Aniya Day and says that that I'm a 28-year-old USMC veteran who as a father of a 4-year-old daughter myself, soon to be 5, I cried my eyes out watching this on the news. It's so horrible and tragic. There are no excuses as to why no one person did something before this happened. They've been getting reports since 2015. This should have never gotten this far. That's a beautiful little girl, had her whole life to live. I cannot imagine what Father Michael Garrett is going through. Cleveland's Child and Family Services, police, doctors, and anybody else that was a mandated reporter and did nothing need to be held accountable. Every single person who was told about the abuse for years and did nothing need to be held accountable, because baby girl Annayia would still be here if just one person did their job. Now, what he said at the end of that was he actually said that he was going to take the money of $5,000 and give it to him. And I'm gonna tell you guys, don't fall for that. Do not fall for that. Okay? And the reason I say that is because if they had a goal of $10,000 and people are already able to exceed that goal, then you can continue to donate to it. Then why not just give it directly to him? Why give it to a third party? Okay? Why even give it to a third party? I thought I'd throw that out there because I felt like it was important. I'm not going to call the dude's name out. He's on my Facebook. He knows who he is. And I'm expecting for him to delete that campaign. Or otherwise, we're going to take it to the next step. To make sure that nobody else tries to take advantage of Michael and his family. All right? So I just wanted to throw that out there. But make sure and donate to the correct campaign, because as long as that campaign is there and as long as it's active, you can still donate to it. And it is still available at GoFundMe.com/Annayia Memorial Fund. That is the only GoFundMe that is available for Aniya Day and her family and her father. Okay? They set a goal of $10,000. They're at $20,686. So clearly they can continue to still accept that money, and anything that's collected will still be given to the father. All right. What's up, Promise? All right. Now, what I want to do here is I'm gonna check my email and make sure that, because I reached out to the father and I was hoping to be able to get in contact with him here at some point. Okay. They haven't gotten back to me yet, which is okay. But just to let you guys know, the information, let me see if I can get it up here on the screen for you. If you guys are interested in this information, I'll make sure that you have it. So if you check Cuyahoga County Clerk of Courts records at cp.docket.cp.cuyahogacounty.us, you can actually look up the information on them to stay updated with this case. So that way we don't have to continue to do lives about this, but you can actually look on your own. So I'll put this on the screen for you guys to be able to see it. This is the actual website. I might have to take up more of this screen for you guys to be able to see it. Okay. I'm going to just screen share it. That'd probably be a little bit easier, because I've already got it pulled up here. put this up right here. So as of now, until something else new comes up, as you can see from here, this is the case of the state of Ohio versus Sierra Rebecca Day, which is her full name. Case number CR-18-626899-A. And let's see. Defendant, she's currently in jail. That's the birth date, if you guys need to look up that information. And the boyfriend is Deonte Lewis. We'll look his information up here in a little bit. As you guys can see here from this information, as of March 13th, which was 2 days after the child was found dead, they were taken to jail on suspicion of aggravated murder, and they have a $1 million bond out on her. And so far, this is the events. 311 were arrested, 311 jail, 313 transcript filed, 313 bind over CF dash, and it gives a number here that you guys can see on the screen. 2 days later, CPD EDC set, and 319 was the first court appearance, which was yesterday. Now, I don't know what's happened since then. That's the only information that I have. And the same thing pretty much follows for... Okay, I'm going to have to type his information in there. Shouldn't be too hard. Okay, no, it came up. Okay, good. On the boyfriend, Deonte Lewis, case number CR-18-626899-B, the state of Ohio versus Deonte Lewis. As you can see, the case is open. Gives his birth date also. And I believe that he is younger than her. Or excuse me, older than her. My apologies. She was born in 94 and he was born in 91. So yeah, he's slightly older than her. Okay? And she's also the co-defendant on his case. And the same thing, you know, it shows $1 million bond. So they are both in jail and they're probably going to continue to sit in jail over that bond. And arrested on 311, jail 311, same thing, pretty much follows suit. And his first appearance was yesterday, which was March 19th, yesterday. All right, so if you guys want to look up that information, feel free to do so. And let me see, what else am I missing? Oh, yes, I am missing one piece of information. Raymond status, yep. Social services contact information. Okay, good. Here we go. Let me get this information up on the screen for you guys. Because I had it by way of his Instagram. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Guys, bear with me just a moment. Because I moved some videos around and stuff like that, so I need to make sure that I can find it. That's the GoFundMe information. Is it on my desktop? Nope. Otherwise, I'll just have to pull it back up from his Instagram page. All right, no worries. What we'll do is we'll just pull it up by way of his Instagram page. Let me get that up here on the screen. And also, yeah, let me show you guys this also real quick. Okay. So I'm assuming that he did a radio interview, and this is the father again. Let me get this over here so you guys can see it. He said, the whole world will know what happened to my baby. We're going to fight. Hashtag justice for Annayia. Hashtag stand up dads. Where you guys know that I have a slogan, and that slogan is Daddies Count. You know, so that's my thing. So shout out to Stand Up Dads. I like that. I like that a lot. And the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, which he put out there, and he said this is their location. And if you guys want to be able to reach out and contact the services center there, this is actually the information that's on his Instagram that he put out there. And this is J. Edna Hunter Social Services, which is located at 3955 Euclid Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio, 44115. And phone number, area code 216-431-4500. And that's J. Edna Hunter Social Services, between 1245 to 145. I'm not sure what that portion of it means, but that's at least some contact information. If you guys like to be able to reach out and find out more information, then you can definitely do that. Okay. Now, let me see what is going on in the chat here. Let me see. He said, you don't expect or even think of your child passing away. They can make that policy theirs when they're of age. Still good way to set up for your child's future, how I see it. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I apologize that I missed so many of you guys' messages in the chat here. So whatever is going on, I did not see it. Any single fathers out there, if you know a child is being abused, please keep your child with you. Go to court immediately. File for emergency custody. It doesn't cost anything when you file. Okay, that comes from Wicked Moon. So Wicked Moon, we definitely appreciate that. And but I will say this, just be careful, okay? Please be very careful when you guys just keep custody of a child, because what you don't want is you don't want a kidnapping charge on top of you also, especially to the fathers. So like I say, that's why I gave this father all props, because he did everything that he was supposed to do. I'll actually answer that question since you posted it in my chat. But again, like I say, you want to make sure it don't perpetuate more of an issue than it has to be. Now, if you have to do what you got to do and put yourself at risk of being arrested for kidnapping a child that actually isn't in your legal custody to save your child, then I'm all for it. If you want to take that risk, but it is a risk. And especially knowing the fact that women have a lot of power in the United States at this point, I just encourage you guys to just be careful about that kind of thing, okay? Now, one of the people in the chat, I'm not going to say his name, but he said, when are you going to talk about South Africa? He doesn't like this story. Well, like I said, you guys are free to say whatever you want to in my chat. And this is the thing. South Africa can take care of South Africa. All right? We're in the United States of America, and the way I see it is we have a full plate here. Anybody agree with me on that? We have a lot of issues here that we need to fix. In your own cities, in your own states, in your own government, and your own child protective services units. In your counties, in your cities. Why would we worry about some other country when we can't fix the problems that we have here? I love to hear an answer to that. We want to worry about the whole freaking world, but we still have homeless people out here. We still have children being abused. We still have children being kidnapped. We still have all of these terrible things going on in the United States. We still have Chicago with a high murder rate. You guys ever think about that? I always wonder why Black Lives Matter doesn't show up in Chicago. It's funny. I always wonder why Black Lives, doesn't show up and really show out and support when it comes to Aniya Day-Garrett. 20 people? 24 people? And that's how we show, our power, our strength, our voice. 24 people. I think that's a sad showing when Black Lives Matter, gets together, when police take down people that look just like me in the street for whatever reason, when those tragedies happen. Oh, they show up by the masses in order to support their own causes and their own agendas. But when it really matters, the children is where it matters. The fathers is where it matters. If you had more fathers in the hoods, if you had more fathers in the homes, if you have more fathers involved. Then we could prevent a lot of the issues that we have going on today when it comes to the development of our children and the protection of our children. If we have the fathers in the homes. People always wonder, what my solutions are. I have very simple solutions. You don't have to like them. Logic over emotion. You don't have to like my solutions. If you have a better solution that actually produces better results, I'd be more than happy to hear you. But in my opinion, we should not be having children if we are not having marriages. We should not be having children if we are not having marriages. Because the number one thing that points out is the fact that we don't have any unity between mother and father. So creating this detrimental dynamic is automatically going to put that child at risk and at less protection. Two heads are better than one. You guys hear this all the time? Two forms of protection are definitely better than one. Two minds being put together to be able to figure out what's best for a child is definitely better than one. Making sure that child gets everything it needs, the easiest way to make sure and do that is not to sit there and sick the state on them for Title IV and child support and having police running around and chasing these men down over their damn check. This is not how we fix the damn problem. We don't fix a problem by having a kid and putting a man on child support and saying, whenever he collect a check, that's when we get paid and that's when I'll do for my kid. And that's going to be the end all fix all. That's going to fix all the problems, right? Well, what's so funny how the fact that black fathers statistically, look it up. Black fathers are actually more involved, more active, and pay more child support than any other race in the United States of America. I'll say that again. Don't go judging what I said. Look up what I said. Statistically, fathers pay more in child support. Black fathers see their children more and are more actively involved with their children that are born outside of wedlock than any other race in the United States of America. The reason why you might not visually be able to see that much is because of the fact that the majority of Americans outside of the black community actually have children inside of wedlock, as far as the mass number. But what we're talking about is percentages. And the way that you are able to be fair is whenever you talk about percentages. Because you can't just talk pure numbers. You can't just say, well, it's more white people on food stamps than it is black people, Yeah, numbers wise. But if we're only 13% of the population and there are a hell of a lot more of them than it is of us, then yes, even if they were like 0.5%, they're still going to be more than us just by way of the numbers. So you have to do it by way of a percentage. And percentage-wise, it dictates that we actually do a better job as black fathers, as black men. Give yourself some credit for the ones that do have that child support coming out of your check. Don't let nobody tell you that you are not being, a responsible father. Because the thing is if you don't pay that child support, they are looking to throw men in jail over not paying that check. So if you have to choose paying that check over seeing your kid, then the only way you can see your kid is when you're not in jail. If you're in jail, how do you see your kid? Hello. If a father is in jail, how does he see his child while he's locked up? How is he able to get a job while he is locked up? How is he able to make any level of effort if he is locked up? And once he gets out, where the hell is he going to live? What the hell is he going to do to generate income? Anybody think about that? Does anybody consider this when you think about and you say The logical solution is to put this man on child support because of the fact that I just want to make sure that somebody's going to make sure that he does the right thing. No, you can make sure that he does the right thing by the fact that if you want to lock this man into a commitment, then what kind of a commitment should you have first? Where my married couples at? Where's my brother relationship rehab at? I'll say that again. If you want a man to commit financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically to a child, then what's the first thing that that man should commit to before you procreate with that man? It's not the end all fix all, like I like to say. It doesn't mean that man is going to stay committed, but I will tell you this, back in the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, and beyond, and before that, it seemed like the black community actually was doing a whole lot better when we had more marriages than we did having children outside of wedlock when it came to families, even at a higher rate than they did in the white communities. That is a statistical fact. We loved each other more. We cared about each other more. We protected each other more. We stood together strong a heck of a lot more than we do now. If you look at the state of where we are now, there is more black on black violence and black violence on everybody else violence than anything else. So understand where we are right now, where we were before in the past. Reflect just gently on the past, compare it to where we are now, and ask yourself, is the direction that we're going with this Title IV bull crap, with food stamps like we've been talking about for the past 2 weeks, with child support like we've been talking about forever, and the fact that we do not allow fathers to be actively a part of the children's lives. One thing that I told my cousin, and I love my cousin, and I hope she don't mind me telling this story again, keep an open door policy for the father. As long as the father is not physically abusing that child, allow that father to come see that kid any opportunity that he gets. Even if he says he's going to come and he don't show, keep the damn door open. You don't have to tell the kid anything. You don't have to tell the kid the fact that, you know, your father is not a good person and your father doesn't want to see you, or your father said he was going to. You don't have to tell the kid anything. As kids grow, kids are smart. Give your children credit. You're not dumb. Your kid is not dumb. Your kid is going to figure it out on their own, in their own time. It's just like I tell my brother Kurt, dog, those children are going to formulate their own opinion about their father. You don't have to influence that at all. Only vindictive people try to influence what a child thinks about their other half, whether they're there or whether they're not there. All right? Keep the open door policy. If that child decides when he grows up, you know what? My dad always is calling me on the phone, telling me he's going to come see me, and he don't. Telling me he's going to do this and that for me, and he don't. And that child wants to continue to love that person and continue to reach out to that person. That is their own relationship. Don't stick your nose in business that ain't got nothing to do with you. That is a personal DNA relationship. That is an innate right for that man to be able to have that relationship, and for that child to have that relationship to the other party that helped create that child. I don't know why so many people want to tell me, but it's the mother, it's the mother, it's the mother. It's so funny how people want to tell me, well, we all came from women. Well, where the hell did women start where did women get the seeds from? Where do the seeds come from in order to make the soil fertile? I guess that don't count, right? This is the point of where we are. The reason I point that out is because you will quickly hear people say, but that's your mom. That's a woman. Man, that's a female. But you don't hear people saying, man, that's a child. When you take a belt and you whoop the hell out of a kid, when you beat a kid. There's a video that I could show you guys right now that I could actually show you physical abuse happening against a child. I cannot show it because unfortunately I will be flagged for showing it. I have a video in my computer right now that I could show you of a mother taking a little girl similar to this child's age at 4 years old and beating her and slapping her and punching her to direct this girl in the direction that the mother so-called wants her to go. It's so funny about the fact that you don't hear people say, man, that's a child. Man, that's a 4-year-old. Man, that's a little girl. That's a little boy. Man, that kid is a quarter of your size. Where's the clamoring for the children? Oh, we hear clamoring all the time for the women. This is not hate speech. This is love speech. The message that I'm preaching is a message of love and respect for all parties involved, for the men, for the women, and for the children. I don't know where this is coming from. Something is speaking in my spirit right now to be able to tell you guys this, because honestly, I didn't plan this part at all, okay? But there is no protection for children if you do not allow for the fathers to be in the children's life. There was no protection in the Child Protective Services for Michael Garrett's daughter, Aniya Day-Garrett. The fact that this brother went to court and went to Child Protective Services, and the school reported the bruising, the scars, the burn marks, the black eyes. How does a 4-year-old have a black eye and nobody thinks that's serious? I'm telling you, if I weren't a man and I were a woman and I was that teacher that reported that, I would have taken that little girl with me. I would have took the girl. I would have took the chance. They're not going to have a lot of leniency with a man. But as a woman, I might have done it. People want to tell stories and laugh about the fact that, man, mama used to beat my ass with race car tracks, with belts, with pots, anything mama could get her hands on. Well, I'm here to tell you guys something. You guys ready for this? Any parent that puts their hands on a child in order to direct that child in the direction that they want that child to go needs to reevaluate being a parent. I'll say it again, and I'm going to say it slowly. And I want you to understand logic over your damn emotions. Logic over your emotion. Any parent that feels the need to put their hands, feet, or other objects on their children in order to direct their children in the way that they should go should reconsider being a parent. You are not a good parent. You are not an effective parent. That is not how you parent children. If you guys want to talk about, well, look at what white people do. Well, white people put their little Timmy in timeout and this and that and such and such. Ha ha. Oh, you know what? We laugh at that. But last time I checked, the statistics actually prove that there are more black men in jail than it is white men by way of percentage of their own community. I think they say that one in three black men will end up in jail. 1 in 3. In prison, in jail, locked up. So y'all want to tell me about how good beatings do? Made you a better person? Made you a stronger person? Well, let's just drop the logic bomb for a moment. Can we do that, guys? Classy young man, can we do that? Relationship rehab, Revy, Paul, can we drop a logic bomb for a moment? You guys ready to drop the logic bomb? The Red Bull logic bomb? Ready? Here we go. How much better of a parent would you look like if you could still get that child to do everything that you want them to do, get them to go in the direction that you want them to go, and behave in the fashion that you want them to behave without putting your hands, feet, and other foreign objects that you can find and using it against that kid? I'll say it a little bit quicker so that way we can catch up, and I'll go ahead and end this thing. What kind of a parent would you look like if you were still able to get your child to go in the direction that you want them to go, behave in the direction that you want them to do, behave in school and learn the way that you want them to learn, if all you had to do was just open your mouth and talk to them, reason with them? The strongest parents I know are the parents that know how to control their children here. Brandon Storball said, I got abused by my mother. That is abuse. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. You want to show me how strong you are as a parent? You want to show me how effective you are? You want to show me that your way is the right way and that your kid is going to be better going your way? Show me how you lead a child. Show me how to lead a child. I wonder, how do we lead the troops? Do we lead the troops with a bunch of whips and belts and whoosh, 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 get out there and go fight, soldier? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Is that how we lead the troops? What about the teachers in school? How do they teach the kids? Do they take foreign objects? Let me grab this pole. Whap, whap, whap. Now get over there and go learn some math. Is that how we teach the kids? What about those who are in relationships? If you want somebody in the relationship to learn something, do you just take them and just, in order to get them to go in the direction that you want them to go? Or does a smart person use this up here and sound off with this right here? Use this up here, sound off with this here to get that mind, body, spirit, and feet moving in the direction that they want them to go. If I'm wrong, leave me something in the comments. Let me know. Say something in the live chat. Say something after the video is over. That's all I got to say. I hope I've did this video some justice, and I hope I've did this story some justice. So shout out to my brother, Michael Garrett. RIP to Sister Aniya Day-Garrett. Hashtag justice for Annayia. Justice for Annayia. Again, that is one word. Hashtag justice for Annayia. Okay? Once again, I'd like to thank you guys for coming through and watching the video. I'm going to give you guys our intro song from my brother Kurt Dog again. It's called Ghetto Angels. He's dedicated this song to Aniya Day-Garrett. So again, shout out to my brother, Michael. I feel like I know this brother, man. I've become very close to them by doing this story. So, maybe one of these days I can actually get in touch with them and be able to give you guys more of an update. Okay. So let me give a shout out to the people that donated. Again, if you guys are curious about how to donate to the show and to the platform, want to continue to see us grow, want to continue to see us support, then what you can do is you can always hit the PayPal, which is right here, paypal.me/DJJustOK. The moderators are putting the donation links in the chat, which Diana just did that right there, or they'll always be in the description box at the bottom. Or you could also, I should say, you can check out the Patreon, which actually has some perks that you guys can purchase on a subscription basis. If nothing else, at least take a look at the Patreon, check it out. You might want to donate in order to get some of those perks on there. I think it's an awesome thing. Let me go ahead and give a shout out. Wow, more donations came in than I thought. All right, give me just a moment and I'll read those out for you guys. I want to give a shout out to Make sure I can say the name. To my guy, Derek Floyd. I think Derek is in the chat. Shout out to my brother Derek. He said, at work in the snow, but showing support. Thank you, Derek. Let me make sure I can say the name. Saban Thompson in the building. I think he's in the chat. Said, not only is this me putting in the $1 challenge, but at least it's the least I can do to help support what you do. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And what he's talking about, the dollar challenge, is based on how many people watch the show live. If everybody contributed $1 a show or $1 every so often, that stuff would actually help quite a bit. If everybody together just combined to do just a little bit, it helps a whole lot in order to keep this thing going, okay? Let me give another couple more shout outs here. He said, don't read my name. Okay, he said, been a minute since I donated. Here you go. Shout out to my guy. Thank you very much. To my brother, Classy Young Man, always showing love. Classy Young Man, brother, you know I love you and I got you this week. I'm gonna take care of you on that. To my guy, I think Chris is in the chat. Chris B, he said, keep on, keep it on, Jay. Thank you very much. And also, last but not least, this is my sister Kelly Brown Eyes in the chat. She said, hey, Just Jay, hope you got my last donation. Also, keep up the great work and stay awesome. Love the show, my brother. Yes, I did get the last donation that you sent, Kelly. Usually either that same show or the next show, I'll actually read out the donations, but I usually will always read every single one. Plus, I also send everybody an email anytime you send, even if it's $1. If you send $1, I will 100% email you and make sure that you get the music and all of that kind of good stuff. So yes, I did get that. Thank you very much. And for anybody that wants to donate after the show goes off air, then I will also read those donations on the very next show, okay? And if you guys don't want them read or want your names read or anything like that, you don't want to be in the public, I understand. So all you have to do is just leave a message and just say, hey, don't read my name, and I got you. But I'll at least tell you thank you for the donations. All right? Let me make sure that I don't have any other emails coming in. Okay, guys, I'm not sure what's going on in the chat, but if you guys would just bear with whatever's going on in the chat, I will absolutely take a look at it right after this is over, okay? Okay, Darcy Ann, I did get that. I think I already showed the rally already, so I got that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll show that real quick from the email, Darcy Ann. Let me see. Where is it at? Let me make it unread real quick. Let me see. Where is it at? Where is it at? Okay. Darcy Ann wanted me to show you guys this, so I'm going to screenshot it for you, so you guys can see this artwork that they made for Annayia. Guys, see that? I think that's pretty cool. So if you guys want that artwork, I'd be happy to send it to you. Just email me at thesodayoudig@gmail.com, okay? That's in support of Aniya Day. DJ Smooth, did you get my email last week? I'm pretty sure I did, Dom. If not, you could always just resend it if I missed something, but I'm pretty sure I did get it. Let me see. Paul, what is Paul doing? Paul, do me a favor and email me at thesodayoudig@gmail.com. If you guys could, so that way we can work all of that out. Shout out to my brother Relationship Rehab. He also runs the United Guns of America channel, as well as the Relationship Rehab, and also the second half of the Guru and the Horror Show with my brother Tommy Sotomayor. That's Relationship Rehab. And yes, I will check the PayPal again. We got 2 more PayPal donations. Let me read those off for you guys. I appreciate y'all letting me know, because I was getting ready to close it out. My brother Relationship Rehab says, salute my brother. Love you as always. Be sure to shout out the show I'm doing at the top of the hour, which is Talk About It Tuesdays on the TRR, which is the Relationship Rehab. I'm going to read that for you guys again. He said at the top of the hour, we're going to be doing a show called Talk About It Tuesdays, and that's on the Relationship Rehab. If you type that into YouTube, you'll be able to find my brother Relationship Rehab. So I want you guys to make sure and look that channel up, because that's going to be the next video that's going live on our platform, okay? Yeah, appreciate that, Paul. Thank you. Yeah, just shoot me an email so that way we could chop it up and just straighten out whatever we need to straighten out. Because I don't mind you guys saying whatever you need to say as long as it's being honest. But I definitely want to make sure that we have some decorum so that way going forward, we can just iron out any wrinkles that we have. All right. We got another dollar challenge donation. Says dollar challenge, good show. What controls your mind from what controls your mind controls you. Says dollar challenge, good show. From what controls your mind controls you. And they're in the chat, so I did see that. So shout out to you. Thank you very much for the donation. I think that's your first time donating, so that is actually awesome. All right, I think that's everything, guys. I'm gonna end you guys with my brother Kurt Dog's song, Ghetto Angels. Again, thank you guys for everybody that showed up. Hit the thumbs up on the way in, on the way out. Share it with somebody. Like, share, subscribe. We're growing over here at the Soda You Dig, all right? This is Kurt Dog's song, Ghetto Angels.
Yeah. You know it's a lot of pain that goes on in one's lifetime. But God will never put you through nothing that He know you can't handle. So while you here on this earth, you need to find ways to deal with these trials and tribulations. And you do it your way, then let me do mine. Yeah. I'm trying to maintain in this game, but I'm feeling the pain. Trying to keep myself in shelter, but I'm still in the rain. I'm still in the same mind state of losing it all. It's like the struggle never stops, and I've been through it all. Who can I call in this time of need? I need guidance, so I fall to my knees and pray in a moment of silence, but still, sometimes I need a voice to talk back. The hands of time are spinning, and I can't walk back. Damn, I gotta go through it, it's no escaping it. I got scars and lumps and knots from making it this far, but my journey's only beginning. It seems like it's a thin line between holy and sinning. For real, Lord knows that I'm trying to do better. I'm caught in the storm and looking for a change in the weather, but until then, I ain't got a choice in this here. But the Lord got His angels with their voice in my ear. They singing, yeah, my ghetto angels singing, my ghetto angels singing, yeah, my ghetto angels singing. Yo, now if I had a dime for every time I lost somebody in the hustle, I would never have to work again to flex a muscle. You know how it go, the same plot, the same story. Brothers dying like it's routine or mandatory. It's always a kid in the hood that needed better. You looking at his old pictures and you read them letters, thinking how your life would be if he was still around, and how it's gonna take a miracle to fill him now. So you fall to your knees and try to plead your case. You just wanna touch his hand or maybe see his face, but he's gone now. God had to take him home, and now it seems like you on this earth all alone. So your heart grows cold and you getting older. You stay with an attitude and a chip on your shoulder. Even though the pain's deep, you can't let it fold you. Put yourself in God's arms, girl, and let Him hold you. Yeah, my ghetto angel singing. My ghetto angel singing. My ghetto angel singing. I know it's hard, cause look, I ain't never been a stranger to pain. I feel like I'm about 2 steps from going insane. I'm stuck in this game and my mom's been gone for 12 years, and I still find it hard to hold back these tears. And my brother's still missing, but what hurt me the most is the fact that when he was here, we never was close. And it's hard, but my wife don't understand it. How I switch my attitude and I take it for granted. But look, that's not the situation, it's more complicated. But I appreciate the years that I was tolerated. And the way you held it down, nigga, you still waited. And people mad cause we tight and they still hate it. I'm still here and I'm holding it down till I'm dressed up in a box and a hole in the ground. And when that day comes, you won't have a choice in this here. Cause I'll be the Lord's angel with my voice in your ear, singing. Yeah, my ghetto angel singing. My ghetto angel singing. My ghetto angel singing. My ghetto angel singing. Yeah. This goes out to anybody who ever loved somebody or lost somebody. Up in this hustle, the struggle, life in general, you know what I'm saying? My ghetto angel singing. Y'all got ways to hold on. Need to find an outlet and deal with that. My ghetto angel singing. So I do my thing through music, you know what I'm saying? I got love for all y'all. My ghetto angel singing.
Again, thank you to my Facebook friends for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next show. Make sure you subscribe at thesotayoudig@gmail.com and look us up on YouTube. The Soto You Dig. The Soto You Dig. All right.